Alright, we're going to go over now how to strengthen up the muscles so that the feet can be wide, you can stand up out of a chair properly, and how to stay strong so that you're in that position. After you've done tractioning the joints, especially the hips, then you want to start strengthening the muscles up to keep the feet wide, to help prevent the falls, and so that you're on the correct balance when you have the correct posture. The muscles that you need to strengthen there are the core muscles. When I refer to core, the muscles I'm talking about are the gluteal muscles, the low back muscles, and the abdominal muscles. Those are the three muscles that, when those get weak, the limbs follow. So if you're weak in there, then the legs and the arms are going to be weak. If you're strong in there, that's going to help you keep those feet apart, making sure that the flexibility is there too, given that that's there after the tractioning. If you're tight in there, then the feet are going to come together anyway. So just kind of saying to the point that we've already done the traction, the next thing would be the postural muscles keep you so that you can keep your feet wide and stand up so that you can walk with the feet wide. Those will help prevent the falls. But what we do here is we use these bands here, and the reason these bands are beneficial to overload the standing and sitting motion with the basic squat is because right here I have nothing on me. When I go up, I get pressure on me. So when I'm down in this position, how we do that is if you step on it on your foot and you take it over the head, over your shoulder, and you step on it with your other foot and you take it over the head, over the other shoulder. Now I have these bands on me. I have very little pressure on me. Step on them, get right in the middle of the foot. Same position as we had when we stood up. Feet wide, outside the shoulders. Turn the feet out a little bit. Hands go on the hip, down, up. When I stand up, the band's loaded. I have tension here, but I'm in my strongest point right here where I'm standing at. So now, I'm at my strong point, now I go down. As I go down into my weaker point, these bands deload. So it keeps the pressure out of the joints. So that's another problem where if you have arthritis or pain right here, this is something that you can do to overload those joints in a very nice and easy and effective manner. And you're getting in and out of the sitting position right here with the extra load on it. And that's a position that's very important to stay strong in. This helps those core muscles, those gluteals, the low back muscles, to keep working in there. That'll help the hamstrings out. It'll get you a little stronger in your hamstrings and everything in the quads to help you keep standing up. And you can get some reps in and out of the chair here in a safe manner where you're just going up and down. So that's how we work right in here with these bands. And the advantage of these bands is that they unload on the way down and then they load on the way up. And these are fairly light bands right here. Most senior citizens can handle a little heavier than this. They'd probably be on the red band. But these here are, if somebody really has trouble or something, you could start them with these bands here. They're pretty small, pretty light. At the top, you're getting maybe 5 pounds of pressure on each band. I might have 10 pounds on me at the top. I'm 6'2", so maybe I have 10 on me. Somebody smaller than that wouldn't even have that much. Down here, maybe I have a pound or 2 on me. So that's the difference that you're looking at in the weight. But from there, when you're done with them, you'll just take those off. And some other easy core basic things that you can do here that we've done to help strengthen up the core muscles is just off of here in a chair, just to work the low back. And another advantage of the bands, the second advantage is the angles you can work. I can come down, I can sit straight back, and I'm good in there. But if I want to come down and work to the side a little bit here, I can do that, and that helps me out. And that's working my low back in there, head up, chest up. And I can kind of work in there, and that lets me hit the angles, lets me work the low back right out of a chair, which is a muscle that doesn't get a lot of work because of the movement that it gets. If I do this, I don't have any pressure on my low back, and there's nothing that you're really going to target your low back with in the senior citizen population. That muscle leads to weakness in the core, which leads to the limbs coming together, which leads to fall. So if I could strengthen the low back, and here's a very, very simple way to do it, just in the hands in a chair, and I can work it at angles, because a lot of things times two when we exercise in straight lines. Everything we're doing is, here and here. And then when we go to grab something, we're doing this. We're going to the side. So we exercise in straight lines, then we go to do something in real life, and we're out of that straight line, so now we don't have that strength. But these bands, you're able to work at different angles to have that strength. So that's an advantage of the bands, is you can work at the angles, you can control the pressure on your own. The next thing we'll go into is how to work the ankles at different angles, because when you land on the foot goes all over the place. That's another thing that directly leads to falls. So we'll go over that in the next video.